asking.
Done, Drill Sergeant?
Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You tell me to, Drill Sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted man, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's MKE Vic here, and that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Disassembling your firearm. Not an M16 or an M14, but disassembling the Hi Point JHP 45 ACP. Probably not as fast as Gump, but, you know. And, actually, I hope you guys like the intros that I'm doing. I'm trying to, you know, switch it up, change different songs and whatnot, and try to make them cool. So let me know what you guys think about that. And then I just wanted to recap about that the Hi Point is, everybody says it's junk, but really it's cheap and it's effective. It can get the job done for home defense. If you're low on cash, you need a gun for home defense. It's perfect. Or open carry too. I open carry mine. But you can also get the Pro Mag 15 round, or I think it's 14, but you know, one in the chamber and then 14 in the mag. You can get that. So for home defense, if you want more bullets, I mean, 15 45 ACP is gonna stop 3-4 intruders. And then, well, you know, they work, and they're dependable, and as long as you keep them clean, and I mean, they're durable, you can throw it on the ground, it's gonna still fire, it's still gonna action. I'd actually seen that video by, I think it was Demolition Ranch. He had a 40 cal and he shot the actual fucking slide, and it's still after a little bit of work though, it's still cycled and fired. So that says something there. Anyways, fuck it. Let's get to this. Today I'll do a almost complete disassembly, but not as fast as Gump, of course. That's the movies. I mean, some people can, but, you know. Just want to show a safety check. Nothing in the mag. Nothing in the slide. In the chamber. Nothing in the chamber. Can you guys see that? Yeah, nothing in the chamber. All clear. Alright, well, if you want a good easy field strip gun, this isn't it. Because as you can see, the only way to take this thing apart, whoever made it, designed it, I don't know why, but he did. It works, but, you know, not a quick field strip gun. So you gotta pop this pin out first. So you're gonna need something like a little punch or something. I have this little punch that I use. And you just, you know, line it up in that hole. Now, mind you, I don't have a hammer, so this is what I'm using. You'll hear it drop out, by the way. That's why I suggest doing it either over a match, like over some kind of surface that's going to catch it. There it is, you can see, pins out. This is what it looks like. You see. It's little. That's all it is. Now, here's the fun part. which really isn't the fun part. You release the slide, then you're going to want to pull back and lift. I'm going to try to get it on there. Now what likes to happen, careful when you're doing it, is sometimes the sear pin and the spring in there will shoot the sear pin out. The sear retainer. And there's, for the recoil spring in here, that likes to shoot out too. So let's see, I'll try to get it on film for you. Alright, and what I like to do is, see that little railing in there? I try to guide it down that. See, spring almost shot out on me. Everything else stayed in though. So, this is all you're done with this until you want to put it back together. I like this little screwdriver for the handles because I can put it in, it's tiny and it fits just right, and I keep it in my safe if I go to the range or, you know, anywhere else, travel anywhere else. So, you know, just remove your recoil spring. Really, that's all there is to that. I'll get more back into this. Here we got the sear retainer. I don't know if you guys see me take it out. The sear retainer. Okay, right over here at the back. Then I want to mention this too. It's two springs, a short, fat one, and a long, skinny one. The fat one has to go over the skinny one when you put it back. And then last but not least, of course, your firearm pin. Now that's as far as I'm going on this. I'm not taking anything else off. Now here, as you can see, I did the little 22 casing for mag release. It works just fine though still when I remove it, so I'll show you guys that. Little tight at the bottom because I should have scraped some more of that paint off, because I coated this with some clear coat too and I forgot to take that off, so it's a little tight fit down here. But really, I don't know if you caught that, what you do is, because of those tabs, they go in here, what you're going to want to do is get it past the mag release button and kind of just lift the top up and then pull out. If you have one that you didn't paint or anything, it's going to come out a lot easier. Then your safety comes off. You can take that off, but I wouldn't suggest it because it also keeps the slide open. I mean, why the fuck would you take your safety off? Excuse my French. Then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys this part, because if you do this, you're going to want to know how to put it back together. Otherwise, your gun isn't going to action. It's not going to cock. Your trigger's going to be like a dead trigger. Careful for loose parts. This just comes off same way. You just lift forward like lift up on the top and pull out. Like I said, tight fit because of the paint. This is the part I wanted to mention. This tiny little piece. It goes over the sear on the edge right here. So I'll show you how to put it back on the correct way. Well, now you can take your sear out. The spring decided to stay in, but that's your sear. When you put it in, make sure you put it back in like this. And then that little spring, it's still in my handle, but it goes in the bottom there. And that's this little edge, that little spoke is what I'm talking about. That piece where the trigger goes on. And there's the little spring that goes in the sear. And just to show you, there's this little black piece that might fall out of your gun. It goes in that left side. See the way that I have it? Fat end up to the ear. It just goes right in there. Then I also wanted to show you guys, it's being a little bitch. There we go. Here's the counterweight arm. The counterweight's that silver bar in there, and then here, that's the counterweight arm. It goes under. When you put it back together, you have to make sure it's underneath the sear arm. And I'm not going to take, that's why I said almost completely apart, because I'm not taking that counterweight out, because it's, where is it? It's this pin right here, and it's just a bitch. When I took it out, it was a bitch to get it back in right. So anyways, you seen how that, alright, here, we'll go ahead and put it back together then. So as you can see, the sear arm's in there. I want to get it back out and drop it back down in there where the sear is gonna go. Well, the sear is gonna go in the middle here. I take my sear with my spring in it. Like I said, it goes in like this. Just like that. And you see, it's holding that counterweight arm down. Okay, now let's go ahead and this piece that I was talking about for the trigger, let's put that back on the right way. Like I said, it goes over the sear arm, so you see what I'm doing? Over that. Sometimes you gotta move this lower one so that it'll fall into place. Not all the time, sometimes though. Right now I'm having difficulty. But bam, you know, it's back in there. So what I like to do is I hurry up and put this one back on, just because I don't want to deal with that thing popping off and keep having to put it back on. Because it does get kind of annoying after a while. Back to the other side. So what you want to do is you want to take your safety, make sure you have your groove side up, keep it in there and keep it as high as you can. You know, like if you had it in safety, like if you had the safety on. You got to get your clips to go in first, otherwise it won't fit. And then it'll fit right over your mag button. And sometimes this is a little bit difficult, but yep. It's cause that little clip right there, that's why it's just a little ugly sometimes to get it back on. Alright, I'm taking way too long. Forest Gump would be disappointed with me. Definitely not gonna make general. Especially not with the Hi Point. Alright, we're done with that. This is all done. I'll put back together. Now for the slide part. Remember, this is the order you took it out of, so this is the order it's got to go back in. Firing pin first. Bam. Fat spring. Fat spring over skinny spring. Both of them go in at the same time. Lastly, sear retainer. What I like to do is I try to line it up the best of where I think it's going to be when I put the slide back on, because it has to line back up in that hole back there, right there. Yep. Oh, let's not forget our recoil spring. So your recoil spring goes back in that hole right in there underneath the barrel. And bear with me, guys, because it's like only my 4th or 5th time. There you go. The exact same way that you pulled it off is the same way you should try to put it back on. I heard it. There we go. You know, back together it works. So, don't forget, you have to put that pin back in. So, take your pin, and now here's where you need your little tap again. Keep checking it, because sometimes you can pound it too much and then then you gotta flip it over and bam. Alright, perfect. And that's it. Your gun's ready, back in action. Now you could have cleaned it up and go back out and to the range or whatever and do what you do. Or if you carried and you cleaned it up and now you're ready to carry again. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. Just wanted to say, always exercise safety when handling firearms and stay safe.